Elevated lead levels found in some 4J school sinks. That's raising concern for local parents. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brandon Cameraman.
And I'm Kendall Bartley. A report that was released earlier this month by the Eugene 4J School District highlighted that lead level concern.
KVAL's Zach Bruhl met with parents and the district to learn what is being done to mitigate the issue and whether parents are satisfied with that action.
Every 6 years, schools within the Eugene 4J school district and around the state are required to have water systems tested for elevated levels of lead. A few weeks ago, results from the 2025 round of testing were sent to parents. Within them, some levels well beyond the required actionable level mandated by law.
Did I know that this had happened in November? Had they sent anything about this? And I had double checked and looked, and no, they hadn't.
According to the EPA, there is no amount of lead in water that is safe for children. But the actionable level, the part at which the 4J school district would need to take action to reduce the lead in water, is 15 parts per billion. Now, some places within the walls of Adams Elementary School tested as high as 1,400 parts per billion. And at Aubrey Park Elementary School, some levels tested as high as the 1,500s, including in some of the kitchen faucets. So we spoke with the district to see what's being done to make sure students are safe.
I was just really frustrated.
Ingalls says her frustration was in part fueled by the fact that testing only occurred once every 6 years.
Kids could have gone through K through 5 that entire time, drinking lead-laced water.
Kelly McIver, spokesperson for 4J, says he understands parents' concerns. However, he is confident the district is testing and decontaminating water systems within the district as the state and health officials require.
It's very understandable how parents would receive this and then be concerned. Obviously, parents are going to be on the lookout for anything that might be a health concern for their kids. We know that lead is not good, and we know that lead in water is bad, and so they're going to be concerned about that. What folks need to understand is that those things are being taken out of service immediately when we find that.
And health officials within Lane County agree.
But it's not at the same level of risk as if you have high levels of lead in the water in your home. So I don't want to say there's no risk in schools, because there is, but it's much less of a risk than where you live. So I'm glad to hear that schools are doing that. We have indeed seen many schools in Oregon do that.
Ingalls says her concern was also tied to the fact that messaging came in June, and when some tests at Aubrey Park, where her son goes, started months earlier.
The other thing that I found to be really frustrating is that they waited to send this message out at the end of the school year.
The reason for the delay, according to McIver, was the fact that some tests were finished as late as May, but he admits there may be some room for communication improvements.
And we got to own that, and in those cases we need to do a better job of turning around that in the time that the state is dictating that we should. But also, a lot of times there may just be the delay in the testing cycle, because again, those things are taken offline as soon as we get that initial result, so no one's able to use that fixture in that time.
The full results from the lead testing program are available at the Eugene 4J website. Reporting in Eugene, I'm Zach Bruhl.
We have more information on the 4J School District's water system testing policy over on our website. We also have a link to the results from this year's testing and a breakdown of the policy itself.